The trip was really fun. I learned a lot from both teachers and tour guides. The trips were long, but they were very rewarding in the end, as many of the places we went to really opened my eyes on a lot of things.
The trip was really interesting because we saw like all the places that we're like learning about in history, and in our chapter about World War I. So I think it was good like to reinforce like what we're learning and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was really nice like to visit the war graves, because like, I think in the textbook you can't like realise just how many people died in the war, but I think it like it was really like moving to see how many died in it.
I'd say one of the highlights for me was seeing like the trenches. We saw one on the first day, and then on the last day we went inside one, and it was like just like really interactive and like interesting to see actually what like people had to live through in the years of the war, and like seeing just how like small and like narrow and stuff the trenches were. So yeah, that was really good.
I'd say my highlight was probably the going down in the mines. Was like really interesting to see all that, because it's like exactly where they walked, and I think being down there just felt really, really amazing. But it wasn't all just trenches and mines and stuff. We also went to the Belgian chocolate shop and eat, which was really nice. I got lots of good Christmas presents there.
I was very impressed by quite a few of the teachers' knowledge, as they taught us a lot of things without any workbooks or slides in front of them that shows they really do know their stuff.
Yeah, like Mr. Gisby, he really spoke a lot about all the locations, and he had like a lot of knowledge on where we were and what we were seeing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mr. Gisby and also Miss Thomas, she was also really helpful as well.
So far, it has helped me with some of the stuff that we have done about the First World War, and I'm sure that in the future of my GCSEs it'll help me even more in studying, as I'll remember that trip for the rest of my time here at Seaford, and probably for the rest of my life.
So I think it's going to help me with my GCSE exam, because I think especially something I struggle with is like remembering and like thinking about like the locations and like picturing them in your head. And I feel like because we've been to the places that we have to like write about, it's like, you know, it's like actually something to visualise like where we were and like what we're writing about, and it helps us to remember, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's really going to help, because with the help of the teachers like telling us all the facts while we were there, I think it just reinforced all the things we're learning at school. So like seeing the places and like going to the museums and reading all the facts for ourselves, it just really helped.
So another thing that was really good about the trip was remembering the old Seafordians that took part in the First World War and unfortunately fell. One of them being CSG Stevens, who we laid a wreath for at Tyncott, and the second being A.W. Collins, who we also visited at Titval, and remembering them felt very poignant overall and very good and opened my eyes a lot. As I serve in the CCF, I obviously am very influenced by these soldiers, as they probably did the exact same thing as me, and so it really is making me think that those people went through the same thing as me, and I'm honouring their name. So at the remembrance ceremony, it felt a lot more meaningful and impactful when their names were spoken. When
we went to the remembrance service, I'm in the choir, and it was like makes the songs you're singing more emotional, and like you can picture like what you're singing about a lot more. So when they were reading out the names, like knowing you've been to the graves where those like soldiers were, especially like the ex-Seafordians, I think it was really emotional.
Yeah, I think like because we visited them and put down a wreath, I think it will just help like everyone who went on the history trip connect more with the names that are read out.